All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So today we are actually going to talk a little bit more fundamental news than technical analysis, okay? Because the two stocks that we're going to cover today are actually way more about what they did over the last yesterday and today than they actually are these lines here, okay? So we're going to talk about reverse splits with Mullen and then offerings with Guardforce, okay? Look, most people don't say a lot of definitive things when they do stock technical analysis or stock analysis, right? Like, end of the day, this is not financial advice, and it's really dumb to just say like, I guarantee this or 100% this, right? Like that's silly, right? For real. 99.9999% of the time, reverse splits are death. All right. Nothing good happens after reverse splits. There was for sure the time CEI had like a silly run the day after it was announced, which again was silly. And then it quickly died after that, right? But reverse splits are so bad. And whenever you hear those two words, you should run. An offering, which again is what Guardforce did, and I'll talk a little bit more about it there. An offering could be good or it could be really bad, as we saw with Guardforce, right? And an offering, you got to look a little more at the details. A reverse split, just run. Okay, so if there's anything you take away from this video, hopefully it's that. From there, like I said, we'll get into the details shortly. Real quick, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? I'll look at the daily and the weekly, but not as hard as I normally do. I'll talk a little bit about these moving averages, but not as hard as I normally do. There's not much we're going to do with these support and resistance lines, but again, I'll kind of mention them as well as the MACD RSI and volume. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit different of a video, but I do hope that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, comment on it, because really anything you do does help with the YouTube algorithms. You know what I mean? So I do appreciate anything you can do. But hey, just being here and giving me your time is super, super appreciated, okay? So look, let's get into the details. And I actually have to start off by saying I got Mullen a little bit wrong, okay? I was on the bullish side of Mullen, and I think it was on this day right here, all right? And it's funny because we were under it, gap up and go. We were under it, gap up and not really go, but yeah. I think I just really assumed we were going to gap up and go, and I didn't even talk about waiting for confirmation about the 8. I actually was bullish before it got over. Like, I got caught in the Mullen hype, and I'll be honest with you, I actually lost a little bit of money on it. I bought before we got over the 8. Clearly, we failed the 8, and I jumped out, but like, oh man, I felt really, really dumb. All right, so I can't not call myself out. Like, I can't believe how. And it's funny, if you looked at my stock twits post, I don't know if you watch YouTube and go to stock twits, I actually at least said I was like momentarily bullish. I didn't like go all gung ho, but yeah, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, and I really disregarded the fact that we were under the 8 again because I just assumed we were going to do this silly gap up, we obviously don't do it there. I don't know why I assumed we were going to do it there, but yeah, again, look, I'm not perfect, right? So that was bad. Again, I'm so glad I got out well before today's news, right? And look, reverse splits are death. And can I tell you, look, I love this chart readers community that I've grown. And one person actually sent me what we're about to look at. So this is not my work. This is actually the work of a viewer, right? And look, as of a month ago, and I said one day I was going to use it, and today was the perfect day. These are aftermaths of reverse splits. SOS reverse splits to 845. It's sitting at basically a 50% loss as of a month ago. I don't know what the price is at right now. This thing does a reverse split, and again, in about 4 months, it goes less than 50%, right? Again, in a matter of 4 months, it loses about 75%, basically three of the $4. Holy shit, right? Like CEI, I remember CEI the day of or the day after the reverse split news. It like made a silly jump up and then quickly lost it, right? So CEI is a funny little outlier, but end of the day, it lost everything like most of the others, right? Look, again, from $11 to $1, from basically February to middle of April, right? Like These are just crazy, crazy examples. Another one that I know is not here that I remember is Mind Medicine. They did a reverse split. They're probably back in the pennies right now too. Like, reverse splits are historically bad, and I'm telling you, Mullen will jump up to like $6 or $12, whatever it ends up being after the reverse split, and then it will quickly come back down to where it deserves to be. All right. I'm not here to be mean. I'm not here to be rude. I'm not here to talk shit about the stock. I'm just telling you facts. All right. And again, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's 100%. But 99.9999 chance, I genuinely believe after the reverse split, we'll be back at $1 for Mullen in no time. For real. So be careful and look, genuinely, where are we right now? We're deep in all-time lows. All right, there is no support. Obviously, the reason why they want to reverse split is to at least put them back up and, like, hopefully do something from there. But like, yeah, we are going deep into all-time lows, and doing a reverse split to take it out of all-time lows is that's not sustainable solution. You know what I mean? So Mullen, I genuinely believe, will come onto this list of reverse split aftermaths. You know what I mean? And again, how badass is it that some viewer did this, right? Like, I really can't stress how much of a smile that puts on my face. But look, I don't got a lot of technical stuff to talk about here, all right? Like, this thing is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt after the reverse split as well. And I know there are a lot of passionate people that hold this stock, but remember, dude, passion does not pay your rent. Passion does not pay the mortgage. Passion does not put food on the table, right? Like, don't let the CEO of Mullen feel all right seeing this happen because you're buying more shares and actually giving them more money, right? Like, do they actually deserve your money? Fuck, I don't know, right? So be careful here, all right? So Guardforce. Okay, Guardforce. Look at that drop. 56 burger, all right? So what happened with Guardforce? All right, here's what happened with Guardforce. They provided an offering, okay? In a lot of ways, an offering isn't that bad because look at it from the perspective of the company. All right, Guardforce. Let's actually zoom out a little bit. All right, let's go to the monthly. Guardforce not that long ago was okay. I thought it was actually a little bit lower, but this thing was sitting at $3 not that long ago. When was this? This was actually basically March of this year, right? So it was one more time, $3 stock. Okay, they quickly run all the way to 33. All right, if you're a company, look, if it, like, I'm a swing trader, right? I'm gonna hit eject once we lose the 8 moving average. I'm gonna watch this thing go down. A company can't necessarily do that, right? But what they can do is give an offering when you're really high in your price because of meme power, because of whatever. If you give the right offering, that's your way of banking, right? And again, it could be good for the company, and it's really important to read the details. The problem with this offering was the offering was in the $4. I think it was actually below 450 if I'm not mistaken. Days ago, we were a double-digit stock, and you're going to give a $4 offering? That's a killer. That's a killer. Generally, if the offering's a little bit lower than the price is today, I don't think it does that drastic a move. Because again, I think the market really sees it as the way I described it. It's kind of a company banking some momentum. When you give that nasty an offering, and when I say nasty, I mean that low a price compared to where you're at, that's like a slap in the face to your investors. You know what I mean? Again, maybe in the long term, it's actually not that bad because this stock doesn't deserve to even be a $4 thing, right? And hey, they were able to at least bank that, but man, you would have thought that they would have done this offering a lot sooner, right? Like when you were around here, right? Like, Jesus, I also get that they maybe didn't have as much time, but oof, man, to give an offering at 4 something when you were a double-digit stock literally the day before is just rough, right? So I think if they gave an offering around 9, it would have been better. I think if they gave an offering even around this plateau, this like 7, whatever, maybe it would have been better. But again, at this point, the assumption probably is we're going to go down to that offering number, right? Which is still another dollar off this, which is still another 20% down from where we're at, right? So this was a really shitty term for investors today. Again, maybe over the next year it's actually not that bad because again, maybe they don't deserve to be a $4 stock and at least they were able to bank that from someone, right? But oof, that's just a killer, all right? And again, I've said a lot of good things about AI stocks, but yeah, no one is above a reverse split death or a really bad offering death. You know what I mean? So rough for both of these. And again, there's not much technical analysis I can talk about. We're under all the moving averages. All three of these look really bad. At this point, it's a matter of where's the market going to catch that offering. And with Mullen, dude, I just imagine it's going to come back down after the reverse split's done, right? So with both of these, you got to be a little careful. Guardforce should recover way sooner than Mullen. I'd at least say that much. So hey, just my opinions and thoughts. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you.